Okay, let me show you the way I wrote this bridge. Remember, there are a number of moves in the bridge that seem to give this effect of moving ahead. One of the things is start on a chord that's not the tonic chord. And if possible, try to end on the 5 chord of the coming section. So one of the things I did here, if we look at the board, in the key of C, for instance, I started on the 2 chord, and I ended it on the 5 chord, the G7 chord. A couple of other things that I want to point out. Notice that these chords, D7, E7, and F7, are not in the key. They are chords that bring in more of a blues flavor into the song. The dominant 7th has a little bit of that blues connotation. Now this would be a standard phrase length, which is 4 bars. But instead of writing a usual 4-bar bridge, I decided to create a little bit of surprise for the audience. And the way to do this is really simple. At the end of a bridge, here's the same bridge with an extra bar on the G7 chord. This is, you can simply call hanging on to the 5 chord. When you hang on to that 5 chord, it builds up even more tension from the regular 5 chord that would have been in the 4th bar of the phrase. So I'll play it 2 ways. First, the standard 4-bar bridge, and then the little surprise here. And listen to the way the tension is built up on that 5-7 chord at the end. So here's the tonic chord, and this would have been, for instance, where the preceding chorus. That's a standard 4-bar bridge. Here it is the same thing, and notice how the tension will be built up even more. Ending the preceding chorus on the C chord. Bridge starts on D7. So you feel the extra build-up on that 5 chord. Now when you hear the full example, notice a couple of other things. That the bridge develops from the initial idea, and so you hear this technique of varied repetition that you learned earlier in the course. It all comes from that opening phrase, and that helps the thing hang together, and it also helps the audience remember your melody, and you develop the whole thing from one basic motive. In addition to the build-up to the 5 chord at the end, notice a couple of other things. The bass line is an ascending phrase. Any kind of ascending phrase like that, that has a shape that moves upward, whether it's in the bass or in the vocal melody, also builds up intensity. And you'll notice that in this particular bridge, both of those things are happening at the same time. So listen for those 2 buildups of intensity and then the extra measure on the 5 chord as well. There's the C chord.
We can dance at the ball all night, then we'll love till the morning light, and then we'll get up and do it all over again.
So you have the feeling that something very important is coming next. And what's going to happen next is usually the 3rd chorus in the song. And all of that buildup of intensity has happened with the melody and the harmony and the lyric moves that you're going to learn this week.